Okay, here we go. Let me go ahead and let's see. James Perez, what's going on? All right, let's get this thing going in a few minutes. All right. All right. So y'all, we back again. How we gonna kick this thing off? Let's see. Strawweight. Got some strawweight talk. Nah, I want to talk about this fight. I'm looking forward to. I got it at the bottom, but I want to talk about some Blanchfield and Aldrich here a little bit. Add that right there. Yeah. Let me edit that. Marcus Bell, what's going on, man? No, not that one. That's the wrong one. There we go. All right. Man, it's hot today. All right, my way. We're gonna get into this. Don't worry. Might at the 3-minute mark. Just fixing something. I know, Marcus. I know you're looking forward to Felice and Carolina. I wasn't trying to put your fight down. I know you want that fight bad, man. I know you're looking forward to that fight. All right, y'all. Here we go. Yeah, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings on that one. Okay, so yeah, man, we back again. Got a few of y'all already in here, so let's just talk. Just a few things I want to run through today. I you know, on a nice little holiday vacation, so I got more time even tomorrow. Shoot, I said, I'm gonna do round by round tomorrow because I'm rarely get the time to do those, but I'm ready to do something, do one of these again. Let's see, James Perez got whooped by Barber 2019. Red Naked Choke in 2015 outside the UFC. Talking about Aldrich. Yeah, that's the past though. That is the past. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this, man. Like I said, I wanted to go in on this fight a little bit. This is a good one. Aaron Blanchfield, JJ. I think this fight it might be a little bit closer than we think. Because Aldridge to me has been making the right improvements. She's definitely making some good, solid adjustments as far as her, skill set. She knows she just can't be a stand-up fighter. She can't just be a striker in there. I mean, she has some very good technical work when it comes to her striking, but as you can see, striking alone is not going to get you to the top. But the thing is, well, let me say this: it depends on what type of striker you are, because look at Joanna, she make her way to the top as a striker, right? But it depends, like I said, on how you approach it. There's certain type of styles that can get you there. I think the reason why Joanna got her to that point is because the type of aggression, the type of work rate. She's a volume striker. Volume striker, strong striker, committed striker. But when you look at Aldrich, sometimes it's nice, it's technical, but sometimes the pace was too slow. wasn't aggressive enough. Well, she wasn't. I say she wasn't aggressive enough. Yeah, she wasn't aggressive enough at times. So there's still plenty of times for grapplers to go in there and act. James Perez, I sent the link of her losses. It's been a while. Blanchfield better win all 3 rounds to keep her hype going. Oh yeah. I've seen them. Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember the Macy Barber one for sure though. And you remember the Tough House too. I remember the Suarez finish. Of course, that was in the Tough House, but still, that kind of showed you like how she can be taken down, how much she needed to work on her grappling, and so on. But I say it's been a long road. It's been a long road since she's been in the UFC. It's been about 6 years. JJ Aldrich came into the UFC. Let's see. Well, the Tough House that she was in was about 6 years ago, about 2016, and I don't think she got her first official fight until like the end of the year, and she winds up losing that first fight. So right away, that was kind of like a showing, like I was saying, like not being aggressive enough, not really pushing her style, fighting to be dominant, right? So whenever she lost her first fight, it kind of had me a question again, to say, like, where's she going? But she racks up like a 3 or 4 fight win streak before she fights Macy Barber. But again, stepping that game up to somebody with that type of aggression like Macy Barber, which she was having good moments in. That was a fight where she was, dropping Macy, connecting on Macy. But once again, that lack of dog there, lack of killer instinct and finishing power, Macy was able to come right back and get her out of there. I think it was like, second round? Yeah. She made it to the second round with it, but yeah, Macy Barber still was able to finish her, throughout the past few years, she's been working with Rose. They both specialists in Taekwondo, specialists, on their feet. And I think that's kind of been building up her confidence. But the element that she's been adding to her game that she's been needing is her wrestling. She's really been working on that wrestling and takedown defense. And I know some people say, oh, well, Vanessa Demopoulos is small, but hey, Demopoulos is strong and she's dangerous on the ground. I mean, if I might have to do a little playthrough of that fight, I might have to. But yeah, like even though she was small, she's she still had like a grappler. She still has a good chance to submit somebody like JJ Aldrich. But JJ definitely showed how to defend, how to be more physical on the ground, and shut a lot of those attempts down. And then she proved it more so with Jillian Robertson, because a lot of people thought Jillian would be able to submit her. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna have to go with JJ. JJ's got the skills at this point. She's been evolving. I didn't feel at that point, even against Jillian Robertson, I was like, you know what? I think JJ's got that next level now. Like, even if it is lower, I think she's been working to the point where I can say she could do a little bit of both. And she showed that even against Jillian Robertson. Like, JJ Aldrich is mastering. She's more of a striker, but she's mastering, I think, takedown defense and wrestling more so than Jillian Robertson can master her striking. Right? Where Jillian's a grappling specialist, she's having trouble, putting the stand up together. But it seems easier for JJ to master her grappling and wrestling than it is for her to master her striking. So this fight is starting to look a little bit more competitive than I'm thinking. I just can't think, Aaron's gonna go in there and blast her out. Like, could play out that way because Aaron is aggressive, but with this new added element of her being able to fight a little bit better in the clinch and stop takedowns, Aaron might have her hands full. It could easily go easily go to the distance if JJ chooses to, be more on her game with both her stand up and the ground game. JJ's James Press said she was on tough. Didn't know. Yeah, man. She was a strawweight back then. Yeah, they were. Yeah, she used to be a strawweight. Matter of fact, was the Macy Barber JJ Aldrich, was that a strawweight fight? I can't remember. Let me check. Because Macy used to be 115 too. So was that 115? No, that was 125. It was 125. Never mind. 125. James Press said Suarez was on that too. Yeah, wasn't that much. That was JJ back in her boogeyman days. Yeah. Suarez is whose squad was Suarez on? I can't even remember, but yeah, she handled everybody in that house. Suarez did. Yeah, that Juliana Lima fight. I thought JJ was gonna go in there and get it done, but JJ was on actually on Joanna's team because they used to train together too. So Suarez was on Claudia's team at the time. But Blanchfield, she's also someone who's really understanding like the importance of being well-rounded, being multidimensional, because there was a time when you just seen her stress more, being more highlighted as a grappler. When she came in young, as a jiu-jitsu practitioner, kind of like Mackenzie Dern. But there came a point where she really started to have to work her stand-up, and that was early in her career. So, that's good that she was able to understand that at a young age. Because I'd say, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like 4 fights in already, she started to already kind of evolve from just being known as a grappler. And some of her fights early on were decisions. So it wasn't like she was going in there submitting everybody, but she was always getting good control, getting good control time. So she's not just focused on submission. Aaron's the type of fighter to go in there and try to control you. Like if you look, Aaron, as she did Miranda, but look at some of her early fights where she out wrestled like even Kay Hansen. Had a close fight with Brittany Cloudy, and I want to say that fight, was it a flyweight? She's, Brittany Cloudy is a much bigger fighter than Aaron, but she was able to handle her, But I, of course, I really started seeing her work her stand up in that Victoria Leonardo fight. Now, that was a bad knockout, boy. Invicta FC, let me see what year it was. 2020, Invicta FC 39. That was a crazy knockout. Victoria Leonardo eating that head kick from Aaron Blanchfield. Invicta's got some highlight knockouts now. That Danielle Taylor, Emily Ducote ain't the only fight. Jillian DeCourcy, that ain't the only fight. This one was like a hard kick to the head from Aaron Blanchfield. And that's when I said, oh, yeah, she's been working. Her kickboxing has been getting better and better. That aggression level, how she presses fighters, takes them off of their balance. Yeah, Aaron's got that killer instinct. And her killer instinct, I think, is going to help her. It's going to really help her in this fight. Because I think that's the one thing that outweighs JJ Aldrich. Her go after it. Or her go after, as we like to say. James Press, her last 3 wins, Robertson, Demopoulos, and Courtney Casey. Blanchfield has to look good. If it's too competitive, it's not a great look. Yeah, both fighters, I think, they get into the top 15, they have to look good. They have to look good. They have to go in there and impress. Tracy Cortez, she impressed me, with how she was able to handle Melissa Gatto. Was that fight 30-27? Or did Melissa Gatto win any rounds in that Tracy Cortez fight? I can't remember now. That was just a few weeks ago. Maybe because I was a bit disappointed in Gatto, I was trying to forget it. But let me see. Let me look. Like, do you remember, James? Did Gatto win any rounds, like on the official cards? Well, did she win at least one round? We know that because she lost. I can't remember. I just know being a little bit disappointed. Oh yeah, okay, bipolar. He said Gatto won was round 2. Okay, it was like 29-28. Okay. All right, so yes, 29-28. Okay, thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, okay, so Tracy Cortez, she didn't really go in there and like dominate, but she did beat somebody I think a lot of people were high on, like myself. So she stole that spot from Aaron. She stole that spot. So Aaron and JJ, to me, in order to keep this from just being another unranked fight and then nothing coming of it, they've got to go in there and look to dominate. Somebody's got to go in there, take the lead, and keep it. Bipolar said that Taylor fight was a fluke. He said Taylor submits her in the rematch. Yeah, it was definitely a good win. It wasn't too like dominant, but it was legit based off of the reputation that Gatto was bringing in, right? But yeah, JJ's gonna be a good name on Blanchfield's record because let's see, Blanchfield has defeated Miranda and what is her name? Sarah Alpar. And in both of those fights, like I said, she's not really one to just go for the submission. She is somebody that can go in there and at 22 years old, 22, 23 years old, she can go in there and maul and dominate you. She can go in there, maul and dominate. Blanchfield does have a good record leading up to this point. Beating fighters like Kay Hansen in the early days, losing a close fight to Tracy Cortez. I don't know, man. Like, what do y'all think about that Tracy Cortez fight in Aaron a while back? If y'all go back and watch that, tell me who you think won. It was a split decision, definitely, but do y'all think Tracy won that fight? It goes back and forth with me. It was like 3 years old, but still. She knocks out Leonardo, before everybody else did. Because who else knocked out Leonardo? Maverick, Manon, Gatto. So she beat her before all of them fighters got to her. Girl from the Tough House, Brogan Sanchez, he mauled her out. But coming into the UFC, she's got 2 decision wins. Pretty much both of them are 30-27. So I can't really knock her on not getting finishes, but at some point she got to finish somebody. Liz, what's up? She said, "What is your opinion about the Ultimate Fighter female contenders?" I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the show, but as far as them falling into the flyweights right now, I haven't seen anybody that dangerous yet. I haven't seen anybody like I got my eye on that's going to really be dangerous. Now, there's been some interesting fights. Like I said, I think the show is entertaining with that, the way it's just the show. But as far as whenever I put these female contenders in there with the division that Aaron and JJ and all these fighters are in, I still have a question mark there. Because you see, Helen Peralta was the one that everybody was hyped on, but she winds up losing. First fight. Everybody picked her as a favorite. Juliana Pena grabbed her up quick. They was like, oh, yeah, we ready to rock. We got her. Not Aaron. Peralta came in talking big game. And, I was kind of questioning her being a 120, 125er anyway, because I've always seen her as a strawweight. She ain't that big. She's not a very big fighter, but she was the most experienced than Brogan Sanchez is, but now she's got a knee injury. Chantel Coates is gone. Um, some of these girls are still in development, but I just need to see somebody put like a string of wins together in that house that's just dominant looking. But right now, I still have to kind of question anybody breaking top 15. Like when I looked at other shows, when I went back and looked at what was it, that Ultimate Fighter version that Manon was on, she was looking like somebody that had some skills. Like I said, you don't always have to be in a tough house or tied to the UFC to look like a threat at some point. I already saw her, when she won her Ultimate Fighter in France or wherever it was, she was bringing some skills that made me say, okay, one day she'll be there. Even like Teresa Bleda, who's about to fight in the Contender series, I've been watching her and I said, oh yeah, man, like she got some. But this group of girls right now, they were good experienced fighters, but nobody's really went in there and wowed it. Everybody, wowed that house to me, or tore down the house. Like, what's her name? Caitlin Neal. She got a victory over Helen. Now that girl, that took Chantel Coates' place, Gallardo, she looked good. She looked good in that fight. But as far as breaking the top 15, we gotta see what she can put together. Yeah, some of these ones that are already like over 30, yeah, they're gonna be down here. Their clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. Because like I said, if they would have grabbed somebody like Bleda, well, they already doing the right thing. They're getting her on the Contender series, so she's fighting for a contract. She's very dangerous. But let me see who really. I can't really say anybody just stands out. Like when Suarez was in the house, she stood out to me. I like Aldrich style when she was back in that tough house. Even Macy Chason stood out in the featherweights when she was in that house. Um, yeah, nobody's really standing out like that. It's just fun to watch as a show. Jane said she can. She'd be top 10 right now. She's 15. I think in the division you can make your way to top 5 to 7 pretty quick if you're good and want to fight often. Yeah. If you active enough, yeah, you should be able to. MJ, what's up? She said, "What are you guys talking about?" Blanchfield and Aldrich. Bipolar said they need to get rid of older, boring fighters. Oh, you know what? The newcomers need to do that. The newcomers, they need to go in there and get it cracking. They need to go in there and be the ones to retire these fighters. They should hand that job to the new people. Like when new people come in, say, "Hey, get Roxanne out of here." Roxanne's already gone. All right, Macy's lined up against Jessica I. Get her out of here, right? So you got to put it on. You got to they got to light a fire into your favorite fighters now, and your fighters that are on the come up. They need to start handing out retirement slips. I got about 15 of y'all in here. Make sure I hit that like and get your notifications when I'm on. Robot Chicken, what's up? He said, that's why I'm not interested. I don't see any title challenges. Yeah, there's really nobody is like title challenge. I like the show though. Like I said, I like to watch these fighters, their interactions, and I like the training, and I like just seeing them fight. That's for me. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I can separate the show. I can separate the show from the rankings. I know what it's supposed to lead to, but it is entertaining like that. For me, it is. Zama said he liked Nico in the tough house. Yeah, yeah. She was okay. She was okay. Just never really amounted to that point. Like, you know, amounted. Mm-mm. It really amounted to anything like the other champions. So I don't know. She didn't stand out like that to me. Not like Suarez did. Um, yeah, Blanchfield, Aldrich. It's a good fight. Um, let's see who can go in there and cancel whose strength out. I don't see Blanchfield in any way knocking Aldridge out. Some people think that like even submission might be tough. Like I said, you know, sometimes when she gets caught up in position, you have time to escape and you have time to defend. But how is Aldridge going to be on her back against Blanchfield? That's a good question too. It's fun though, man. You know, like watching these two styles. It's gonna be fun watching these two styles match up. Though. But not Aaron, but JJ's got to be the one to take the lead. And I think she's gonna have to be more so on her go get him. She's got to go get him. Bipolar said Nico. If she would have, either that would have happened a long time ago. If she would have, that would have happened a long time ago. James said Nico is a real goat. Oh wow. I'm gonna hold you to that then. You were traded to your girl, huh? Oh, he said, well, he didn't even bother showing up. Okay, yeah. I was about to say, you said she was a real girl. I was like, all right, go ahead and stand with that. Okay, so I don't have an official pick for Aaron and JJ. Maybe y'all do. Y'all can pick if you want right now. I'm not sure. Let's look at Marina Rodriguez right now. All right, Marina Rodriguez. I think she's kind of stuck in a position right now where she might be placed in a position where she's gonna have to continue fighting in the top 10 or fight another top 10 fighters, or she could place herself right in that mix in that lotto for the next title shot. It all depends on how she approaches it. Like MJ asked, will Andrade fight Marina? I'm sure Andrade would, but let's talk about that. Marina on this 4-fight win streak right now. She's she's standing. She's standing on her square. She believes that she deserves the title shot. What was the last she had said about that? Hold on, let me see. Okay, so yesterday, this is an article from yesterday. Marina Rodriguez said, all right, Marina Rodriguez promises not to bore fans if given fair title shot. All right, so Marina wants to avenge the only loss of her career and win the strawweight title in the process. She said, I'm the strawweight with the longest winning streak, so I think it's only fair for me to be the next challenger. All the other athletes in the mix have had their chances already. All right. She said, I believe it's time to shake things up, give other athletes a chance. The fans will like new blood fighting for the belt. Whoever gets the chance for the first time will try to show fans how important this is to them. I'm sure they'll deliver a fun, aggressive fight. They'll leave all they've got in the octagon in order to win the belt. I know they're translating that over. Let me see what they said. Hold on. I'm sure they'll, or does she mean we? Maybe the way they wrote this article. I think she's saying we will put on a good fight. We will leave it all in the octagon. Let me see. If I had this chance, I'll not let this fight be boring for a second. This is my chance to become the champion. I won't let it pass me by. You have to give your life for it. I'm a UFC employee. I follow their plans. If they think I should do one more fight before the belt, I will. I'm not counting on my next fight being for the belt. Well, dang. I think She's already found her place. Well, I guess from what Marina's saying right there, I guess she's already kind of knowing that she might have to stand down at this point, right? Which is leading to what I wanted to talk about, what she might have to do to get it now, because y'all heard it. She said, "Look, I'm a UFC employee, so I follow their plans. If they think I should do one more fight before the belt, I will. I'm not counting on my next fight being for the belt." So it seems like she's not putting all her eggs in one basket anymore. You know, Marina, I'm sure she was always open to that because she knows it's coming from reputation as well. You know, if somebody like Joanna comes back and is fighting Whaley, she's probably going to get the title shot. You know, that's why I said yesterday, you know, Marina probably should have called for Whaley at some point. Like maybe she should have called for Whaley over Yan Janan just to make sure she could get closer to number one. That way, Marina was more so secured, and Joanna couldn't make an argument. Then Joanna probably would have to fight Yan Janan or maybe fight Mackenzie Dern. Right? That would have been a better chess move for Marina. But now I guess Marina's, you know, she's cool with it. She knows what's going to happen. So what I want to talk about, this might be the fight she has to do. So if she wants to wait and she knows she might have to fight one more fight, might have to make it Jessica Andrade. You know, she might have to start playing hardball here, and she might start have to, you know, shutting down some. Now I'm not saying the people she beat ain't legit, but she might have to just start shutting down some of these veterans now. You know, these girls that are considered elite, right? You know, Marina's got some good wins, credible wins. Much like when you look at Taylor Santos and her resume, her streak going to the belt, I think Marina deserves the same title shot like she does because she's beat a good level of fighters, except for Marina. She's beat all top 15 fighters, right? They were all top 10. Yeah, that's the difference between some of the flyweights, like their win streaks. Marina Rodriguez, her win streak is against all top 10s. Ebos, Waterson, even though it was at 125, Dern and Yan Xiaonan. So she arguably does have a position, you know, right now. But if she wants to secure it, now she's gonna have to get a girl on her resume that's also trying to steal that shine. Because remember, Joanna, Andrade, their reputation for the strawweight division is high. I don't care what type of win streak you put on, it's pretty high. You know, Andrade could steal it right now if she was to go in there and starch Mackenzie Dern, starch Yan Janan, one of them, or starch Rose in the third fight. If she beat anybody in a dominant third fight, Andrade probably um she'll probably jump over, leapfrog over Marina. So Marina's got to call her out now. To me, call out Andrade, get that fight in. I know people gonna say that's a high risk, low reward type of situation, but sometimes you got to get dirty in there. It might be a bad chess move, but if her skills are on par, she might have to go in there and knock somebody like Andrade out. Like I said, I'm just hypothetical, you know, just speaking. Like if she really wants to secure it at this point, you're gonna have to knock somebody like her out, call somebody like her out, show them that you can get down and dirty, put together a 5-fight win streak that includes Andrade on your resume. I know it might be a dangerous thing to do, but hey, you've already beat Dern and Yan Janan, and you know that you got to get another fight at this point. Like what she said again, she said, if they think I should do one more fight before the belt, I will. I'm not counting on my next fight being for the belt. So technically, they might make the fight with her out without her even asking for it. Because if she says she thinks they'll do one more fight, then matchmakers might go ahead and line her up. Because who else are they gonna line her up with in it? in the top 10 at this point. They ain't gonna give her an unranked fighter. Lamos and Waterson are fighting, so it ain't gonna be Lamos. So who's gonna be? Let me check these comments here real quick. Chin, what's going on? He said Marina's arms look huge in that picture. Yeah, they definitely in shape, but she's not like huge. Because that was around the time of I think was it the Dern fight? Yeah. Let's see. Chin said beating Andrade would look good on Marina's resume, so it's worth the risk. It is. Yeah, if she can do it, it's worth it. But I know that the risk is high for her to lose that one too. I mean, your everything's got to be on point. Really. Podcast, who do you think would win between Jessica and Marina? I mean, you can never really go wrong with saying Jessica, but because Jessica is Jessica, and if you don't have an ability to stay at a good range from Andrade and you don't pump a good jab out on Jessica, then you're pretty much gonna be screwed. So I think I'm rooting for Marina. I'd be rooting for Marina in that spot, just because if she did call her out or she did accept that fight, I would definitely be like, I got to back her because I want to see new blood myself. Really want to see new blood. I do. I want to see Rose and Andrade in their third. I want to see them do their trilogy. Really, but if that doesn't happen, just do Marina and Jessica. I hate to say that because dang man, after that, I don't. How Andrade does. She might be messing her title shot up. But this is the game, man. This is the fight game. They ain't playing right now. The UFC ain't playing. Whaley's got to take on Joanna again. So if you're made for it, you're made for it. If you're confident, you're confident. If you believe in your skills, there should be no fear in what the fighter, their approach to the fight. There should be no fear in them going into the fight. Chin said, I take Jessica because I know Jessica can slam her around, but there's also a chance for Marina to piece up Andrade. I can see both of those happening. Yeah, I can see both happening. But I think we all know, Andrade's chances of squeezing the life out of a lot of these thinner straw weights is a big possibility, But her landing a big shot on her chin, Rodriguez landing a big right hand is possible. Tune-ups don't exist. Yeah, tune-ups don't exist in 115. Podcast said, do you think Rose should fight Jan just for a tune-up, then fight for the title again? No. Let me see. I think I'd like to see Rose put together like a 2-fight win streak or something. I'd like to see her fight Dern. I think Dern would be a good fight. Maybe like Dern and maybe somebody else first, just to kind of let the new blood circulate in, like let Marina get her shot at some point. But yeah, I really wouldn't consider Jan a tune-up fight, but I know what you mean. Maybe fight another contender, but yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, Podcast. I know you mean like just somebody else besides the champ, right? Just another contender to keep her active. I would say Jan or Dern, but I don't think that one is enough. Robert Whitaker, he didn't get his title shot right away. She's already held the belt twice, so I think it's time for her to go. Just step back and let somebody else up front. I guess Joanna's about to get her shot with if she can beat Weili, the winner of the fight's going to get the shot. I ain't gonna say it like Joanna is the winner yet. So. Yeah, Chen, I told you, man. Chen was Joanna. You saw her. You know, I saw that in that clip. I said she was working that southpaw position. Like it was a small clip, but yeah, you thought it was. I was talking about the orthodox stance, but no, I was like talking about that one clip where she was in there, working that left hand in that southpaw stance. So Joanna sharpening that up. She don't need no help from Rose. We're gonna talk about that here in a minute. But Robot Chicken said Rose is a long way off for a title shot. She'll need at least 3 wins. Nobody wants to see another boy title defense. Leave it to JJ, Whaley, Andrade, Carla for entertainment, and throw Marina's name in that mix too. Yeah, I know it was quick because I had to look at it again because I was like, oh, they didn't want to give too much away. That's how long the clip was when she was in that position. I was like, oh snap! I was like, okay, I see her working because they know in that last time around against Whaley that was the round where she was the most effective. I think somebody taped some of that, but they probably was like, oh, don't put too much of that up. We don't want to see her doing that. But I was like, I already see it now. As I said, Marina's really, she really after I was dreaming about her beating Rose, she was really the one to beat out of life. 5 rounds, beat Carla. Jessica, yeah, where she's at right now with everybody else around, it's kind of tough to beat Marina right now. I mean, before, whenever Andrade was at flyweight and Joanna was still inactive, she probably would have got the shot. But right then, I know she had to notice it too, like the rest of us. She had to notice it, like, and she probably had to say something to herself, like, why they all trying to come back now? I mean, she wanted to fight Joanna, but at the same time, Joanna started calling for a title shot. That kind of pushed Marina back. Then Andrade comes back down because she couldn't beat Valentina. So she comes back down, and now it's like these two are overshadowing her a little bit. And she's got a good win streak. But it may come down to hardball where she might just have to, balls up and fight somebody as tough as Andrade. Just make sure she's prepared for it. Look to knock Andrade out. You know what I mean? Like, don't go crazy in there. And I'm not saying you go in there guns blazing, but prepare to counter if that fight happens. Be prepared for war. Because I would have said this is a fine win streak to get there. Like, if I had my choice, I'd say, well, no, let's not let her fight Andrade just so she can secure her title shot. Because talked about that before in this channel, taking the you don't always have to take the hardest road to the belt, maybe just at least like a decent medium road, you know what I mean, where you don't want to kill your chances completely before you even can touch big money, right? So it's still about that. You still got to be smart about it. It is chess. Like Carla on her way up did avoid the second time, did avoid Joanna and fighting somebody like McKenzie. She beat Jandaroba, Waterson, Grasso, Marina, Jan. Out of that 5-fight win streak, she did get around fighters like Dern and Ebos, and when Joanna was still ranked. Because I remember Joanna, when she was still ranked, she said, oh, I'll fight Carla, for a title eliminator. So her reign, her streak, contender streak, again, it was a decent one, but it wasn't overly stressful. So I think the same thing was deserving of Marina's. Hers wasn't too stressful. So give her a shot now. Now, if she had to defend Andrade in the first fight, if she won the belt, that'd been fine. But looking like she might have to get it. Chen said, I think Marina can beat Rose. She has that heavy Muay Thai style and isn't afraid to knee you in your stomach and elbow in the mouth That's exactly what she needed to do to Rose. Yeah, body work against Rose is very effective, and I think Marina, she's got some very tough, tough knees. Them knees hurt. Like, who's she kneeing to the body? I think it was Dern. Pine Casey, do you think JJ can beat Whaley in the rematch? I think she can. Will she? I'm not sure. Will she? It's kind of a different story. Like, I'm not picking her, but she does have the ability. She can. She can. I mean, all she has to do is watch what she did wrong in the last fight and what she did right. Of course, Whaley's not the same fighter, but if she can take those little elements and you know um expand off of that, even like the little things that I seen, like I think she can. She definitely has ability to do it. It's all about her approach. Like, does she want war? Is she gonna let her ego get as big as her head did in that fight? Right? Is she gonna let her ego get big like that again and just try to go toe to toe? James Press said you favor Whaley more apparently. Is that a question? Because I think it's 50-50. I don't favor either one right now as far as like um, my pick. No, my pick is not even on the money for either fighter. Like, I think Whaley's made a lot of improvements, but it's all about those improvements working. We will call them changes for now. We'll just call them changes because we don't know if they're actually going to work in a fight with Joanna. James said Dern or Rodriguez has to beat either the loser of JJ, Whaley, or Rose, then fight for the belt. Dern or Rodriguez has to beat either. Let me see. Rodriguez, maybe. I don't know. Rodriguez, yes. Rodriguez, yeah, but Dern, I don't know. I don't know about Dern. Podcast say unpopular opinion. Carla has a very good chance if she was to fight Whaley. Yeah, I think Carla's chances against Whaley are better than they are against Joanna. Because that girl is tough on the ground. Right? She's very tough on the ground. Yeah, I think Carla's chances are. Yeah, I don't think that's a very unpopular opinion. No, that's kind of true. That's true. The more and more you watch her style and how fighters respect her and how they try to avoid being on the ground, like Carla's got a better chance against her than Joanna because Joanna's just a terrible style matchup for her. And then again, so was like Suarez, but she actually went 3 rounds with Suarez, right? How many rounds did she go with Joanna? Like 2, and really had no good moments in that fight either. So you can actually, I think, that is a good chance though. It is a good chance because Carla, she doesn't have to take it to the ground. What if Weili wants to take it to the ground? I think you'll have a better chance of baiting Weili and to get you down to the ground and getting you closer to what you want. And Joanna, Joanna's not going to the ground. You try to take her down, she scrambles. She's back up in a minute. Chin said if Whaley can stop her takedowns and Carla's completely and utterly screwed, but I noticed that when Carla connects, she connects hard and no one talks about that. I've talked about that. Yeah, like if you talk about the commentators, yeah, because I've called her shots. Like, I mean, nobody. Somebody said the commentators did mention the left hooks she landed on Rose, but I didn't hear it. I know I did when I was calling the fight. But yeah, Carla lands like even on Jan Jana, but it's all about her it's all about being consistent over, over and over. That's why I couldn't even put her on that boxing list like they did. Well, that I don't know who that was, but that one list. James Perez said Dern is top 5 too, right? Let me see. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's number 4. Who did she beat last? Tisha Torres, right? Before that, she lost to Dern. I mean Rodriguez, right? So she's kind of on that loss win. If she beats Rose, does she get a title shot? Or if she beat Weili, Joanna, loser, she get a title shot after Marina. Yeah, I guess you just have to wait till after they fight. I can't wait to see the face off from Shevchenko and Santos. Yes, it's not too far away now. Yeah, I saw all them left hooks land chin. Yeah, I saw them left hooks, man. I was like, when she would step in, and I was surprised at the angle she could catch her at. I was like, oh, okay. Carla got some good left hooks in there. If she could have just put a couple more together, maybe she could have had her moments. Robotic said, I think Whaley would just outstrike Carla, in my opinion. Yeah, she has the ability to do that. Yeah, she definitely has the ability. That's what I'm saying. Like when we talking about whose chances are better based off of like actual factual, you know what I mean? That's happened. You have to look at styles too. Like I said, with Joanna pretty much shut down everything Carla had before, and that could very much will be like that again because not much has changed with Joanna's style. Some things changed with Carla, but I still think that's just kryptonite. So it might go a little bit longer because Carla will stay away, or maybe she found out, she's gonna come up with ways to stay away, but she probably still have trouble getting somebody like Joanna down. But I think there's a better chance with Whaley she could get it into close quarters. Her winning, I don't know. Now, just saying that it's going to go longer than a fight with Joanna, yeah, I could say that. Podcast said he wants to see Taylor win that belt. There's a lot of people that feel that way. Everybody's ready to see a new champion, a new face. Me personally, I mean, yeah, I don't mind, but I think it's going to come down to me, whoever gets is going to deserve it. Whoever's going to go in there and make it the toughest fight, win the belt, they'll be the one to deserve it. Like, I'm not really overly vested in neither fighter where I'm like, I want somebody to lose because, Valentina's doing such a good job of keeping it and being dominant. She's one of the ones that's just staying consistent. So I'd like to see her keep that reign going. But Taylor's did the work. She's done the hard work to get where she's at. And if she can win it, I'm fine with that too. Ulysses said he can't wait for it. 275. Me either. Yeah. The way people talk about Taylor annoys you. Well, I want to, I really don't care what other people say. Like, I want to see her earn it. If she can go in there and win it, I'm cool with that. That's how I see it, though. For me, like I said, like I want to see her win it because she's if she can earn it, then Um, like I said, I haven't really been hearing too much of what other people say outside of my channel, or even with the comments. Like people always gonna say what they say about when it comes to Valentina fight anybody. It's pretty much gonna be the same across the board because she's been that dominant, right? So I mean, if you believe she has something that can do something, I mean, stick with it. That's all I got to say. If you feel like she's the one that can actually do it, yeah. But let's see. Is it really Joanna's secret weapon? Let's see. What were we talking about yesterday? Marcus sent me this article, and Joanna. Where's that article at? Let me see. Oh yeah, Zhang Weili not a fan of Rose Namajunas' offer to help Joanna. Like I said, this probably didn't happen. Like I said, I don't know because we don't always know what's going on in the gym. They only record what you want, what they want you to see, but we don't know, man. So is it Joanna's secret weapon? Is it Joanna's secret weapon? Getting the inside scoop from Rose Namajunas, who has fought Zhang Weili 2 times. Joanna already fought her once herself, right? Are they really clicking up? Are they really clicking up? Become a super champ to figure out this big test that's Zhang Weili. So yeah, Zhang Weili, she did this little interview. I got a chance to actually listen to it and see the little translations at the bottom. She said that, well, if I'm Rose, I would not do something like this because Joanna has her own team. ATT is very professional. It's an elite team. And if you go interfere at this point, that's a little bit, I guess she's a little bit excessive. I don't know what she's trying to do. Does she think Joanna's team is not good enough or what? I don't know. I definitely would not do that in her shoes. Because from what it was sounding like, I don't think Joanna reached out to them. It was kind of the other way around, right? Where she made that offer. And after hearing that, yeah, I am with Whaley on that because it's just kind of like I don't, think that's necessary. Like I said, I don't think it really did. It was just kind of put on the table because that was brought up. I think who brought it up? Was it Pat Barry in that last interview, the MMA Hour show? Did he bring it up? I know Joanna brought it up in one, but like I said, it was probably never went through. It probably wasn't that serious. But like she said, I do kind of agree with that, because it's like Joanna can do her own thing, She can kind of make her own changes, They really don't need that many people in the camp to get Joanna to a point where she can come up with this style. I mean, I think it's just going to come down to Joanna being a smarter fighter this time around. Right? Rose and Joanna. Yeah, Rose and Joanna, I don't think Rose is needed in that camp, like she said, because, Joanna's been doing this a long time and all she needs is to watch that tape and watch recent tapes of Whaley to figure her out. To me, that's what most champions do. I mean, you've seen it in the past where some fighters they link up, but sometimes they're in different weight classes, or they might be just far off from a title shot themselves. They're nowhere near each other in the division anymore. Like you don't really see. To me, I don't really see that even in boxing, where you see in the same division number 1 and number 2, or let's see, number 1 and former number 1 working to beat the number 2 or something like that. I don't really ever see that. And what works for Rose isn't going to work for Joanna, right? It's not going to work for her because they're not the same fighters. So I don't really think that's a situation that would benefit her by adding that to her camp or even think of it as a secret weapon. Jen said Cejudo helping Whaley was totally different. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's totally different. You know what I mean? Like, not only that, but because that's a former champion, and he's a man, and they're never gonna fight, right? So, like I said, two people from different weight classes, that's fine. That's fine. But if you're still like in the competitive circle, why do you feel the need to reach out to help a former champion beat somebody that you already beat twice? Like, why? Like I said, I prefer, this ain't like a tough house. You know what I mean? Like, I prefer just seeing everybody kind of do their own thing in their camp and kind of figure this game out for themselves. Because I think Joanna, her team is got all the tools they need. Weili's got all her tools that she needs. Weili's not really reaching out to, you don't see Weili reaching out to Andrade and telling her to figure out how to beat Rose. I don't think Weili's reaching out to Torres or Carolina, or even reaching out to Joanna like before she even knew that happened. She's just kind of doing her own thing. And that's just how I see it. Like, I guess Weili kind of sees like the code to it, like some other champions do. There's not a reason that they need to have her in there helping her or even taking advice. It is kind of like an interference, like she says. Yeah, I heard that too, Gabrielle. Yeah, Rose said she wanted to, yeah, based off of that. But I don't know how true that is. But even then, it's like, why? You know what I mean? It's already been done. You've already beat her before, so why even worry about it? You know what I mean? Because he says you wanted to help JJ because all that trash talking Cejudo did lead to the fight against Whaley, but you already beat her. You know what I mean? Like, you beat her when she had Cejudo in her corner. I think that's enough, right? That's pretty much, to me, that was kind of like the nail in the coffin. Like, I beat the new and improved Whaley. She came back with this wrestler. And he talked a lot of trash. I did it. DC Fan for Life said Hannah Guy will impress at Ultimate Fighter season 30. Yeah, I'm ready to see what she can do too. I'm ready to see what she can do. For y'all that don't know in the chat, Hannah Guy, she handed that first L to Valerie Laredo. she did it pretty handily too, if I remember correctly, right? Like, Hannah Guy, she put that work in on Valerie Laredo. Did she 30-27 her? I believe she did. Yeah, Hannah Guy, yeah, she did that work on Valerie Laredo. She shut that down. I don't think a lot of people expected that. Girl bare knuckle boxes too, so yeah, she's tough. But yeah, Hannah Guy, no, she's not lined up to fight next. They got a heavyweight fight next, so we'll see. Robot Chicken said, when did Cejudo talk trash talk about Rose? And if he did, it was probably because Rose was saying better off dead than red. I don't think it was during that period. It wasn't during the first fight period. It wasn't about that. I don't think. It was just about it was kind of just competitive trash talk, in my opinion, when I first heard him say anything about, developing Whaley to beat Rose. And I thought the ultimate answer back was just beating her that time. And she did that. I don't think she needs to go help somebody else to do it again when he already did it. Like, that means you kind of feeling some type of way, right? It means you kind of feeling some type of way where that one win that you scored wasn't enough. Now you got to help somebody that kind of dissed you before? Like even before, like whenever Joanna and Rose fought back in 2017, I said, "Oh man, Rose got this." Like, there's really nobody that can help help her figure a way to defeat her. Like I knew Rose had the style to beat Joanna back 2017. There was never a point where I said, okay, maybe she need to work with this fighter. Maybe she need to work with that fighter. I just knew that she had the style to do that. But yeah, I think her only secret weapon is in this fight is using that southpaw stance. That's all I think. Because Whaley gonna have to be ready for that because that's the most I seen. I was like, I think when she starts using her range smart, Joanna can, have a good chance of winning. You don't need to add anything from her because I think, Joanna's work rate and her volume is what's going to help her throughout a fight anyways. You don't need this champion's help. This champion over here, former champion, needs a lot of her own. You know what I mean? So, I've always thought, like Joanna was much more of a strong. She had much more of a stronger foundation, even in her camp. Like she listens, but at the same time, she's very confident in what she's doing. She doesn't need like a lot of people around her to keep telling her or putting words in her ear to tell her she's the best. Like Joanna just does it. Win or lose, she's got that type of confidence. And Zama says Santos is overrated as hell. Oh boy. Gabrielle said maybe she feels that helping JJ win, Weili will have to work harder for the title shot. Maybe she feels that helping JJ win will really have to work harder for the title shot. I think but yeah, if JJ wins, then yeah, Whaley's really gonna have to work harder for it. Yeah, because that's going to knock her down some rungs. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what's gonna happen. I just want to see somebody new in there too. I just wish Marina would have got her shot when it comes down to it. You know, boy, bipolar, he be trying to bait y'all. He be he be trying to bait y'all. He said Valentina. Oh, don't even take that bait. He said Valentina was overrated because she went the distance with Nunes. Because she went the distance with a good fighter. See, I'm gonna just say it like this. He said Valentina's overrated because she went the distance with a double champion, and she knocked out somebody that wasn't supposed to be in there with her. Like before anybody takes that bait, I just broke it down what he said. Like hear the logic in what he said before you attack. That's why I just laugh at what he's saying. He just messing with y'all, man. He just messing. He just messing. Cause you're overrated when you knock out a fighter that's not supposed to be on your level, right? You prove they're not supposed to be on your level by knocking them out. But for real though, yeah, I think overall though, man, I think Marina, it would be a good thing for her. It would be a good look for her to get a title shot because it's new blood. But if not, I'll take this. I'll definitely take, Andrade in there. And I'd be rooting for Marina. I'd be rooting for her all the way because new blood needs to be pumped in these in the strawweight division. I mean, what do y'all think overall? Like, how do y'all feel about it? Like, are y'all happy? I know the strawweight division got a lot of good fighters here, even at the top. But are you getting tired of the same old faces? That's a question for y'all. Are y'all tired of the same old faces? Ulysses said, tell people, oh, yeah, yeah, you got like 23 people. Make sure you hit that like button, man. Before we keep on talking, let's try to get your likes up so your notifications go up and you be notified. Like 11, yeah, you got like 11 likes, 20 something people, let's get at least 18. Let's hit that like, get it up to 18, like Ulysses said, before we keep on going. Let's see. Yeah, I got like 20 people. Make sure you hit the like. Hit that like. Oh, whoa. Let me see here. Ernst said Manon is going to say bonjour. He just said Manon's going to say bonjour to Chukagan with a head kick KO when they fight. Or body kick. Okay, I think Zaman, he's updating here. He said Meatball was boxing the face off of Santos, turning her into a panic wrestler. I'm glad you did realize that Molly was landing some good right hands, because she did land some good right hands. Like her right hand was landing on Santos. But to say she turned into a panic wrestler, no, she just made adjustments to get the fight down to the ground and win, right? Ain't that what you're supposed to do? So if she was getting her face boxed off, like you said, are you supposed to go in there and just keep getting your face boxed off, or let a fighter keep hitting you with the right hand? You make adjustments, right? I mean, that's what I'm always talking about, right? So you're a panic wrestler when you make an adjustment. Answer that question. So you're a panic wrestler if you make an adjustment, Zaman. I thought she started fighting well in the clinch when she landed some good knees to Molly McCann's body, and then she get her down to the ground. Panic wrestling aside, I don't really think it was panic wrestling, but it worked, did it not? An adjustment was made, and she won the fight. Derek Bailey in the building. What's going on, Derek? Derek, man, what'd you think of that Tank fight? I know it wasn't a great, like, it wasn't no fight everybody's looking forward to, but I mean, Tank, the knockout was satisfying, right? See Rolly knock him out, like, see Rolly get knocked out like that, right? It was satisfying. Well, no, Robot Chicken, that was bound to happen. Like, just because she was able to land doesn't mean her overall skill set on the feet is not bad. You got to remember, Molly's a good boxer. Like, Molly's a good boxer. Like, that's her thing. Like, she's focused on boxing. So yeah, she's going to be able to light her up at moments. But Taylor did the right thing to she would take it to a plan B, fight her in the clinch, and even take her to the ground. Not every fight is going to look pretty, and they're on their way up. Like, I don't take away from Santos's stand up as a whole. Like, I think she still has pretty good stand up, but you got to remember, Molly is focused on boxing until you can change the lane. That's what's going to happen. She's going to be focused on her boxing. Like, same with Jillian Robertson. Like, she's going to work on her boxing until, like Jillian was able to do, get her down and submit her. Like, she's not just a brawler. She picks her punches. Yeah, like Styles make fights. That's what I said. Like, Styles be making fights. Like, yeah, like Colstrom said, disrespect, can't disrespect her style like that. Like, Molly was able to get off certain things because she saw the openings, and yeah, maybe she should have been prepared for it, but maybe that's what she needed to climb the ladder. Santos was getting hit with some right hands. So she goes back and change that. Ain't gonna happen this time, possibly, right? Because that was a few fights ago. Everybody watches tape to correct themselves. Yeah, Derek. He said Rolly actually. Yeah, he tried to fight. I ain't gonna lie. He tried to fight. He got cracked. I mean, yeah. He tried to fight, but in some ways, I think Tank was just kind of building up his confidence. I think Tank was just kind of building up his confidence, and then you see the minute Rolly got overconfident, he walked into an anvil. He ran into an anvil. Like, he did all the work for Tank there. I mean, he ran into the shot. Like, Tank said he didn't even throw that hard of a punch, and that junk was like boom. See, don't take that bait, Pine K. Don't take that bait from Zaman there. He said that she has the most padded record. Well, you fight who's in front. You fight who they put in front of you early in your career. To me, padded is whenever they carefully give you opponents. Like, she was just fighting a lot of the fighters that were given to her. The question is, did people want to fight her? Chin said Molly got a 10-8 round. How about that? Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, okay, yeah, he said Taylor got a 10-8 round. Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say Molly. I was about, what fight was he watching? Yeah, Tank is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. I wanted to see him do a little bit more, but I figured out his game plan. I like Tank. He did what he was supposed to do. When I figured out how he wanted to just kind of break him mentally, like he said, he wanted to just kind of put that work in and get him overconfident. And the boy ran into an anvil, man. So, but let's see here. Let me. Oh, hold on. Some had to show some comments here because I think some of y'all's comments weren't coming through. Uh, let's see. Robot Chick said, I actually agree with Zaman on this. Molly can box, sure, but if you're a decent striker, you should be able to demonstrate defense and beat her. I don't see Meatball out striking Grasso. It depends. Like, let's see. Joanna's a good striker, right? But did she always demonstrate good defense? To me, it's like it depends on what type of striker you are, though, right? Because Joanna gets hit hell of a lot, right? But she still comes back and wins, and she'll still win rounds that she take up a lot of punches in. So to me, it's like okay, Taylor said, okay, I'm dealing with this fighter that's hitting me with these right hands. Why am I going to waste time and try to box with her if that's her game? You know what I mean? Like, why am I going to do that? Why not just take it to another level and just shut that down completely? Right? Why is she even going to try to play chess? Why is she even going to start trying to keep it at a distance and, play the whole head movement game and whenever she can just close in and take her down, right? That's probably the next best thing when you're a big, physically strong fighter like Taylor Santos. And it worked for her. Like you said, she got a 10-8 round, right? So that's what it is. I mean, Molly's gonna work her game. That's how I see it. She's gonna work her game. So it's the best thing to do to keep it from being competitive. Just shut it down. I thought she fought a good fight against her. I mean, again, no fight's gonna be perfect, right? No fight's gonna be perfect, but overall, she won the fight. And that's what it is. And this Molly McCann, hey, this ain't Valentina. This is we ain't even gonna look back at that now. I mean, hey, she's already made her improvements as a fighter now. Pine K done caught Zaman. See, that's why I said sometimes when he talk, you just gotta let it go because he just be trying to bait. See, he said he done caught him. He said if the pre UFC fight record don't matter, why you bring it up? Yeah, James G. I mean, that's the fight I want. He said, "Who's Molly fighting, and why isn't it Maverick?" She's fighting Hannah Goldie. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. Real quick, I give you my thoughts. I don't like it. I'd rather Molly and Maverick fight. Hannah Goldie is a majority of the time she's a strawweight. Majority of the time it's a strawweight. Yo, dang, James, he thought that was fun. He said, yeah, it's Hannah Goldie, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, Hannah Goldie's the girl she fighting, man. And Hannah Goldie is got a nice little fight come on against Molly. Miranda said she wanted to fight. Miranda looking for a fight. I thought that would have been a good fight because style matchup, you would have had boxer versus grappler, and that would have been a nice fight in Ireland. Pine K says Manon fighting Caitlin in September. I still don't know. I'm not sure, yo. Like Chikagan said that she can't do that date, but maybe the UFC can talk her into it. So they trying to get it done. The last I heard, Colossus said, "You speaking facts, but it's going in one ear out the other because they hate her." Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I'm looking at the fights. I'm looking at the particular fight. I'm not basing it off of what could be and if I dislike somebody. Now I'm looking at it like um somebody who wants to win, not somebody that 1 minute they're getting outboxed and that you say they panic wrestle. No, you made adjustments in the fight to win. And that's what it's about. Same with if Taylor goes into a fight with Valentina. What if she's getting pieced up and then she closes distance and somehow gets the fight to the ground and wins? Are we still going to bash her defense? You know what I mean? Like, are we going to bash her defense? Say, Taylor sucks because she getting pieced up. But what does she do? Let's say she takes Valentina to the ground and wins these rounds on the ground. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Ain't that what I'm always talking about? Being well-rounded. Don't fight somebody's game. It's always about shutting somebody else's offense down and going to your plan B. Don't box with the boxer. You know what I mean? If this boxer can't grapple or this boxer can't wrestle, you start wrestling them. What did Vivian Arujo do against Andrea Lee? That's what I'll jump off topic at that. I mean, I'll jump to whatever next. I'm gonna leave it at that. What did Vivian Arujo do to Andrea Lee when she started catching hands? I agree with Gabrielle. I think somebody with good wrestling and BJJ, they can. They're definitely not going to beat her. I think at the striking game, but I think that somebody with good wrestling and good jujitsu can. Somebody that has good physical strength, I think they can. Going to have to be somebody purely dedicated to that and ready to go. I don't know, James G, man. I remember last year she was going to try to come back in September. I was ready, man. I was ready. She had her name picked out and everything, but it didn't go that well. That sucks, man. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to see Suarez get back in the mix at 125. Mm. Let's see. Okay. All right. Got a few more. Let me see. Do a few more minutes on here, but make sure y'all hit that like button. Got about 25 of y'all in here. We just talking. 25. Let's get to 20. Hit that like, and we are gonna. You know what? Let me hold on. My internet's acting up here. Connection's acting crazy. Yeah, I was on fix that there. Hang on. I'm trying to fix something on my laptop here. This connection's acting up. Yeah, something wrong with my connection here. Audio's coming through, but it's like the doggone StreamYard chat ain't working. Crazy. James G said I watched that Carolina stream from yesterday, and all I can say is I hope JJ helps Carolina win because I cannot take another Carolina loss. I know, man. Carolina is probably in one of the, let's be honest, she's in one of the worst positions that I've seen. Probably from a lot of the strawweights. I mean, who else has been on James? I don't think who else has been on a 5-fight losing streak like that. And I'm, say, oh, you picking? No, I ain't picking. I'm just saying, like, who has been? I'm more so concerned about the fighter's health at this point, especially with how she lost. Like, who else in the strawweight division been on this hard of a run or this hard of a losing streak? Nobody, right? Because, like I said, Tisha Torres 4-fight losing streak, but it wasn't bad like this. It wasn't bad like this. Like, there were losses, but she still fought all those fighters to the distance, and she was never in trouble getting stopped at any point. Yeah, they're very different, very different. I did a video talking about it today because somebody asked me about it. I was like, you know what? It's different because Torres fought well in them fights. So when we look at L's all the time, you have to look at how they happen. So yeah, Andrade, that was probably the most brutal knockout in strawweight history. That was, I haven't seen anybody get knocked out like that. I don't think it's strawweight, right? because Joanna never knocked anybody like that. Rose dropped Joanna like hard with a left hook, but she wasn't like out like this. Carolina was out, and since then it's just been downhill. Her eye socket got broken, so I'm with you, man. I mean, if she gets another L, that's gonna be tough. They're gonna have to be serious about cutting her. I've never seen anybody stick around this long with that type of a dangerous record, too. Somebody that had 5 fights, all losses that are pretty hard like that. I've never seen them stick around that long before. Really, I'm trying to think. I don't think they ever did that. Nobody's ever stuck around with that many losses. Maybe in the men. Have anybody in the men's ever do that? That got beaten down this bad many times in a row? Because she had that broken eye socket too. Yeah, I can't think of any men. Anybody think of somebody? Sam Alvey. Donovan Jackson said Sam Alvey. What's his streak right now? Yeah, he's about the same age as she is, 236, with how many losses? Good Lord. Wow, he matches her. Yeah, he overdoes. He overdoes it. I didn't know it was that bad. Past 4 years, let's see. Sam Alvey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 losses. Those are some hard fights too. Let me see. He been choked out 2 times, and he been choked out 2 times. He's been knocked out a couple of times, couple of decisions. Some hard fights. Damn, Sam Alvey bad. He been in the UFC since 2014. He been in the UFC for 8 years, and he hadn't really had like the most impressive record. So it's like, why is he still here? I remember he was supposed to fight Khalil Roundtree. That was a good thing he didn't. Yeah, he's the only. Yeah, you can't really think of any other women that have that type of record, right? As far as women go, I don't think there's anybody else, right? No. Bro, I said Sam Alvey has more in the tank than Carolina. Yeah, I mean, body language too with her. Like, I have to look back at some of his fights, but I mean, with Carolina, hers is a little bit like always, always. She's always getting hit. She's always a target. Yeah, Sam Alvey, he's booked to fight in August. But yeah, her approach is very, very dangerous. Like, I haven't seen any change in her style either. Like, it's always the same, brawling, offensive striker, always getting hit, always getting hit. Right hand, always hitting her in the face. I mean, maybe Joanna's helping her out now. Maybe she's picking up something. Maybe training with that team there is helping. I hope so. MMA artists, I think Carolina will retire soon. She just doesn't want to go out with a loss, I guess. That's what I was talking about today. In my video, I said, hopefully, maybe they just trying to, go on right off into the sunset, call it a day. I hope so. Ooh, hold on now. Let's see. A new bantamweight was signed. Alan Fiona. Oh, let's see. Gabriella got the news here. Let's see. Gabriella Antonio got the news. She said, "How you pronounce the name? Alan Fiona." Let's see. Alan Fiona. 2 L's. I can't see. Oh, Alan Perez. Okay. Alan Perez. Yeah, they got a list. Alan Perez, Brazilian WMA champion Alan Perez. Take a look at her record. Okay, so got some news from Gabrielle Antonio. She said a new bantamweight was signed, Alan Fiona Perez, to the UFC. She's 27 and her record is 7-2. Okay, let me pull her up here. Anybody familiar on her resume that she's fought? They got her at 7-1 on Tapology. Maybe one. Yeah, she's 7-1. Actually, 7-1. All right, let's see. She's been fighting for Samurai Fight House. I watched some of their cards before, Samurai Fight House. And nobody really familiar. Laura Ribeiro, I think I've seen her fight before. Other than that, nobody really big on this resume. 7-1. 27 years old. Okay, so why not go ahead and throw Tanisha Tennant in the mix at the bantamweight division? Come on. Because I think some of the ones that we can look out for, we'll see what Stephanie Edgar can do. She's been in the UFC now for what? How many years? She's 7-2. Stephanie Edgar's been in the UFC since I want to say 2019 or 2020. You know, we still need to kind of see where she's at, but she's kind of considered new blood. Let me see. She announced it on her IG. Okay. Oh man. Well, that's a good sign. At least they got somebody. You know, they haven't signed too many as of lately. You know, Stephanie Edgar. Who was some other ones? Myra Buena Silva's moving down to 130, up to 135. Now you got Alan Perez in the mix. I want to see good things from her. Then, you know, time to get some new faces in there. I'm gonna take a look at some of her fights. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's see. Alan Perez. Oh, you know what? It's I saw this fight popped up, Gabriella. This fight popped up the other day in my feed. If you type her name in, you know what fight I'm talking about. This fight where she over here like twerking or popping popping that thing. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, I remember her now. Okay, because this fight popped up in my chat the other day. Not my chat, but my YouTube feed. I knew if I placed a face with something. Okay. Yeah, that's why I was like, I know I seen some fights on Samurai Fight House, and sure enough, this was it. So this is Alan Perez. Okay, I know who she is. I know who she is. I'm gonna go ahead and put the fight in the chat for y'all, so y'all know who I'm talking about. I saw this the other day. This might be why they signed her. Though. That's one of her fights right there. Yeah, I saw this the other day. Finished this girl with some ground and pound. Romina Aguare. Let me see. She kind of had that. Yeah, she kind of had that Valerie Loretta celebration dance, right? Robot Chicken said he think Wu Yanan beat Myra Buena Silva. Yeah, it's a tough to it wasn't like a dominant, like tough. Well, I mean, it was a tougher fight than I thought. It wasn't like something easy. It wasn't what a lot of people thought. Some people thought she'd go in there and submit Wu Yanan. But yeah, okay, Alan Perez. Yeah, I saw her. Yep, yep. Throw 10 in the mix, and then maybe we can get somewhere with this division. Ulysses said there's another girl in Samurai Fight House with crazy kicks. Let me see who you talking about. There's one fight I've been talking about too that they need to sign. She's been on the which I think she's kind of on a maternity leave. She just had a baby. Yeah, I'm not familiar with some of the names right off the top. I know if I see some faces, Ulysses, I would know. Like then I can place the face with the name. Some of these just come, the names just come up in some news. And I have to go back and look and say, "Oh yeah, I remember that person." Yeah, there's there's a few fighters on here you can kind of look at to see how they would fare in the UFC on their Samurai Fight House web page or YouTube channel. Sorry. Robot Chick is yeah, I can't. Yeah, I was like, I saw her the day. I wasn't even paying attention to the name, honestly, like at the time. But now when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember her. I had to put a name with the dance. Yeah, Running Reed said Tanisha going to have to start pop, lock, and drop it. Yeah, I mean, uh, that's what it seemed like. I This girl got talent too. There's a lot of talent here going to waste. I had to tell my man BJ the other day, this girl need to be signed. He want to believe me. So I had to break it down. But as I said, like you got to be open to these fighters that aren't taking it off. Like you got to be open to what they can do. Judging, off of, call it off of what they do in the cage. Not their looks. But let me see. That's about it. Tomorrow I might jump on and do round by round because I don't think there's anything else going on this week, right? No Bellator. I want to see Holly Holm and I want to do this Holly Holm and Cyborg round by round sometime tomorrow because that fight was wow. Like I just want to go back and look at that punishment that Holly took in that fight. She took some brutal shots in that one. Hold on. UFC. I'm trying to look at UFC Paris. UFC Paris. I'm trying to see if they got any update. Oh, wait a minute now. Okay. UFC Paris has got it up here. I mean, maybe it's a go. Maybe they changed some things around, but let's see. UFC comes to Paris September 3rd. You got 4 fights on here already. One is Manon and Caitlin Chikagan. Robert Whitaker's a co-main event against Martin Tory. Cyril Gahn, of course, he would be the main event, right? Tied to Ivasa. Dang, that's gonna be some good action right there. With Caitlin and Manon on the main card, and I think they're gonna keep them as the third fight. That is gonna be a step up right there. Hopefully, Caitlin can do this thing. She better, man, because that's big numbers for her too. To go over to Paris and fight on this card with Gon and Robert Whitaker and be the third fight from the headliner. And it's a UFC fight night card. Shoot, I like that. I like that. That's a nice setup. I know everybody says, "Oh, it's good to put the women on the prelims," but now, like, it's time for Manon to get her shine now. So put them on the main card, and a lot of people will come to see her there because that's in her home country. Robot Chick said Gon all day. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gon. I like Gon. I want to see Gon go in there and dominate. Now, with Gon and Tai Tuivasa and Whitaker and Vittori, they still have it as unconfirmed, but Chikeg and Manon are set as a main card. So, of course, things change, but they did say on those two fights it's unconfirmed, but I think that's the perfect card for Gon and Tuivasa to be on. Gon is a headliner in France, and then put Chikeg and Manon at third from that, third from the main event. No, I don't think so either. Robot Chicken. I mean, she got a chance now. She got a chance, but I think Manon has the proper skills and she's got the right stuff to beat her. Don't be surprised if anything happened now. But I mean, like, if Manon's gonna be packing what I think she is, she should be able to dominate or finish. That's what I said. Caitlin, man. Caitlin can go ahead, go over there and get that work in. Stamina, what's up? Go ahead and go over there and get that check. Get a free trip to Paris. Get to be on the main card again. That's nice. Colossus said he hoped Manon tear. Oh yeah. I'm ready to see some new blood. That's what I'm saying. Like, between Manon and Marina, man, I just want to see these girls like get it and rightfully get it. Everybody think Aspinall gonna whoop Curtis Blaze. I don't know, man. I'm going for Curtis Blaze in this. Well, I'm rooting for the man. Derek said that I talk about Silva and Botello. No, I might talk about that tomorrow. Come on back tomorrow. I'll probably talk about it as we get closer. Just some things I want to talk about today, but yeah, I'll speak on that fight tomorrow. Silva's got a good chance. Yeah, I'm on. Probably, let me see. I'll do my little prediction on that one. I'm not too sure about that fight though. I mean, anything could happen in that one. I like Bateo though. Bateo, she responds, on IG. Most of the Brazilian fighters do though. I don't know. Most of the Brazilian fighters, when I hit them up, they usually, respond though. It sucks because it's tough to do an interview with them because some of them don't speak English, but when you hit them on IG, they will respond and talk. Stamina said, "Is that photo pairing supposed to tell me that Jessica and Marina are matched up?" No, it's not. You missed that discussion. I was saying that Marina should. Well, read the title. Marina should call her out. Stamina. So they're not matched up. That would have been breaking news. That would have been a video on itself if they are matched up. I was saying that she probably needs to take her on next to make some noise because she said in a recent interview that she knows she's probably not going to get a title shot, so she's probably going to have to fight another fight, right? So if she got to fight another fight, if she got to be taken seriously, it might have to be her. High risk, I know, but it is what it is. Yeah, I like Blaze. I'm gonna have to rock with Blaze. I can't just, jump on a hype train, leave somebody behind like that. Okay. Okay, y'all. Yo, Curtis Blaze, boy. I'm gonna rock with him. I'm just looking through some of y'all's comments as y'all talking. So, oh boy, I tell you what, man. If they throw, dang, my mind just blank. I was gonna say if they throw, man, on this UFC Paris card, that would be crazy. Now the name just escaped me. Can Gon striking can Gon get Tuivasa's respect with his striking? Yes or no? Can he keep him off of him for shoot? It's about to make this a main event for 5 rounds. Do you think he can take him apart and then just stop him? Or do you think Tuivasa is going to be able to get in close and work them elbows and forearms on him? Like, does Gon pack enough power? Like, are we not looking at Gon's power? Is it underrated or is there no power there? Is it just because he tends to stick and move more? Like, Gon has power, right? He can hurt him. Besides, like a knockout chance, does Tuivasa have any other means by really outworking a guy like Cyril Gon? Does it have to be a knockout? Okay, James Perez said if Ty beats Gon, he is legit. If he doesn't, I don't know. Yeah, DJC said Gon will whoop Tuivasa. I agree. Yes. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Like, Gon, I think just, athletic. He can move, good technical style. Like, are we not giving him enough respect for his power though? Like, how many stoppages? Okay, how many people has he stopped? Yeah, okay, let's see. Triangle choke, uppercuts. Those are before he got into the UFC. Got a couple submission wins. Stopped Junior Dos Santos with the elbow. Finished Derek Lewis with the ground and pound. Okay, so he didn't really knock anybody out with like a one hitter quitter, but I think he's a very, very tactical heavyweight, and depending on the style, he can chop somebody down and still stop him. Heavyweights pack power. I think he has the style to break Ty down. Robot Chicken said Ty can't beat someone that elite. That's what I'm thinking, man. Like it would have to be something very reckless of Ty, of very reckless of Gon to do. If Gon was reckless in there, I think that's the only way Ty Tuivasa really has a chance. If he takes it on the inside where uh, Tuivasa is a little bit more comfortable, I think yeah. But kicks, who was that mentioning some kicks? Hold on. Somebody said something about kicks to the belly, and I was like, yeah. Gabrielle said, if Valentina wins the bantamweight title, does Ketlin Vieira get the title shot next, or does Rocky or Nunes? I think Ketlin would get it before Rocky, actually. Who's ranked high right now? Ketlin, right? Ketlin's already bagged 2 wins against Holm and Tate. So I think, depending on whatever happens in the division at the time, I would say, okay, Rocky's number 5. Ketlin's number 2 now. Ketlin's number 2, so Ketlin would get it before Rocky. Yeah, I'm looking at that too, because I was talking about the other day. I said, Ketlin, she put together 2 good wins over 2 veterans. That counts for a little something. So, it's like, okay. Yeah, Ketlin, like you just see it. Ketlin's number 2. So if Ketlin is 2, she fought her way to a title shot. She jumped up 3 spaces in the past week, so I would give that shot to Ketlin. Even if let me see, because what did you say if Valentina did? If Valentina wins the title, like, I think she'll probably get it. We don't even put Valentina in the mix yet. I think Ketlin would get it after this rematch happens. After Nunes and Pena throw down in July, I think she'll probably get a title shot. Man, when I think about, because I was just thinking about that situation. But man, Valentina versus Ketlin, that's a big order for her, boy. That girl's big. I'm not saying Valentina doesn't have a chance, but Ketlin's big, boy. Let's see, can Valentina make it to 2027 without another loss? 10 years removed from her loss, or will someone else beat her by then? Well, the other day, was it yesterday we were talking about that? I give her about 3 to 4 years. I give Valentina another 3 to 4 years before she even really slows down. Because what year is this? What year is it? 2022. Yeah. 2022. So I give her till about 2026. But you know what? It depends on it depends on the competition. Because by then, Casey O'Neal's supposed to be up there, and I don't know. I don't know if somebody like that would beat her. She might make it to 2027. Yeah, she has a good chance to, depending on how Taylor looks this next weekend, but depending on what Manon turns into. But I think they're pretty much the scariest fighters right now. I think they're like they bring more threat than anybody else right now. So if she can get by them two within the next year or two, then she might be on smooth sailing until 2026. And she might be able to get that 10 title defense reign, right? Or 10 title defense streak. Derek said, how old is Valentina? What is she, 33? And you gotta think she a young 33, because she don't really take much. 34. 34. Yeah, she's 34. Colostrum, she ain't that. She don't, no. She said she'll never lose. She already got lost. I know what you starting, Colostrum. Don't start, because she already got some L's on there. I mean, they ain't like hard L's, but you know what you're gonna bring up now. We're gonna bring up. I don't want to talk about the Amanda Nunes fights. But he being sarcastic though. He being sarcastic. I know what he doing. He just playing. He just being sarcastic, because she ain't no god. Mastermind said Valentine is old and Father Time is real. Yeah, it is. It is. DJC said you never know a surprise loss could be coming for Val soon. Who do you think would handle that surprise loss? Like, who's capable of doing it? Like, I'm curious. Like, I've been thinking about that too. Like, you don't even have to be a perfect fighter. You know what I mean? Like, it don't even have to be a perfect fighter. It could just be somebody on the right day. Like, who do you think would have that right day? Boom. See, DJC said it. Santos. See, some of y'all be talking about Santos overrated, but that's what I'm saying. Look, Santos, we talk about her skills not being on Valentina's level, but there could be something about her on that day that she has at the right time that could offset Valentina. That's what people are not looking at. That's why other people are still giving her 60-40, 70-30, because there could be something that Taylor has on that day that could make Valentina lose. See, everybody trying to say, oh, Santos, oh, she not well rounded enough. She don't do everything good. She don't have to for this particular fight. To even get somewhere past the third and fourth round to pull off a close win, she don't have to have everything. Nobody's gonna have everything. It's about making sure she can have the right things at night, or like I said, have the off night on her. All right, let's see. Teresa Bleda in 2 or 3 years. DJC says Santos is the most dangerous contender for Val right now, and if Val has an off night, Santos could be the one to capitalize. Yeah, that's all it takes. That's all it takes to have that night, have that one night, and boom. Chin said Taylor or Manon. Taylor or Manon at the moment. Yeah, that's about all. They could be the ones to stop that rain. And then Aaron. Like I said, those are my 3 at the moment I'm looking at. Like Rainey says, Santos very calm and quiet, like the beginning of a storm. Yeah, people don't really look at the fighters that keep quiet. The fighters that are just keeping quiet, they be working. About had an off night versus Maya. Maya wasn't good enough to capitalize, but Santos can. That's okay. Let me ask y'all that question. I know this is gonna rile some people up here. All right, DJC, he brought up a point here. What do y'all think? Like that night, let's say, do you think Santos could have beat Valentina that night that Maya fought her? Do you think she could beat that version of Valentina? Can Santos beat that version of Valentina from that Jennifer Maya fight? Just asking questions. You're just having a conversation. Do you think Santos has enough to beat that Valentina from that night? He says she has good power, yeah. Striking, BJJ, yeah. Physical strength, yeah. Gabriella said, who does Pena fight next if she loses the belt? If Pena loses the belt, let me pull that ranking list up again. Pena was to lose Irene Aldana or Holly Holm. Who's been out? Let me see. Who's been out a little bit longer needs to get back in there. Yeah, if Pena loses, it's going to be Aldana or Holly Holm. That's 3 and 4. That's not bad. I've always wanted to see Pena and Aldana fight. Holstrom says Santos is a beast. She's a Brazilian hood chick. She'll give anybody problems. Yeah, she's tough. Okay, DJ says that night in 2020, I don't know because I don't know how good Santos was in 2020. But 2 years later versus that version, then yeah, okay. Oh, you think the rubber match happens next? Pena fights Nunes for a 3rd time. But yeah, Irene would be a good one. I want that fight. Because Nunes was still talking about defending her featherweight title in a recent interview. Lolita, what's up? She said Pena's going to lose that belt. Dang. James said, "What damage did I land on the ground?" Anyway, I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm not in that I'm just throwing questions out. I'm letting y'all decide on that. I'm not. I'm just throwing things out there. Mastermind said Val is too dominant. Seeing her got punched. Val is too dominant. Seeing her get punched by mine was absolutely fascinating. And outside of that one round, I think everybody just got a little bit impressed by that. And even she did too. She got impressed and overhyped herself up. But yeah, she looked better than most, but still, that wasn't enough. You see now, Maya has a hard road to climb now. She lost to Chikagan again. Who else did she lose? Manon. Yeah, Manon. She ain't getting no rounds on Manon. Now look at that. Someday you can just have it when somebody has an off day. That's what I said. You got to make sure you have something when that day comes. Anything can happen in a fight. Yeah. Her knee surgery. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, her knee surgery was a big part of that too. So that was like maybe her chance to capitalize. Yeah, you got to look at every little thing as a point of weakness. Lolita said Valentina has too many tricks, too much ring intelligence. Shoot, but yeah, that time has passed now for Maya, man. Like, if anything, that probably should have really made her step up harder. Maybe she felt she was, but man, Manon came through and blasted her out. Landed one good head kick on Manon, or body kick. I know some people said, yeah, I saw the body kick and head kick, but that happens in a fight. Other than that, Manon dominated. She didn't get a single round on her. So the beast is coming. I'm gonna say it again. The beast is on her way. MMAR said GDR, Holly, Rocky, Ketlin, Al, Daniel all will be a tougher test for Pena than Nunes. Amanda is the easiest matchup for Pena. Yeah, some styles just do that. Some styles are just made for some fighters, especially when you inside their heads. Yeah, I can see that. Some guys, some fights just work like that. Like, what is her name? When you kind of look at the what is it, situation with like Joanna, Andrade, and Rose. Joanna, Andrade, and Rose. I think Joanna, she'll always have an easy time with Andrade, but she'll never have an easy time with Rose. Rose always have a tough time with Andrade, And you saw that similar thing happen back in the day, right, with Ronda, Holly, and Misha. Misha beats Holly, can never beat Ronda. Holly beats Ronda, but loses to Misha, Yeah, it could be one of them things too. Pena might go in there and beat her again. It's just like one of them fighters she can never crack because it's just a mental edge she has over it, right? Robot Chicken said if Nunes finishes Pena in the rematch, then what? And she gone. She knocked down them rankings. Then she gonna have to fight Aldana. And then Nunes is that pound for pound style, pound for pound again. Let's see. Yeah, she was winning that fight. She was winning that fight. I ain't gonna lie there. Yeah, she was winning that fight. But you know what I mean? Like, she just happened to beat her. And it put that little trifecta together, that little triangle that you usually see in the game, right? Yeah, Holly was winning that fight though. Until she got choked out. I was mad at her too because I was like, why you let her take you down like that? And for sure did, man. Yeah, she was winning that fight. Yeah, for sure. DJ said, would Andrade have beaten Joanna if she fought her way? She fought Rose in the second fight with all the head movement. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think her head movement was still growing. Like it was kind of funny to watch Andrade moving her head like that in the second Rose fight. I don't think that was enough to beat Joanna because Joanna throws volume, and if one misses, Joanna's coming back with two more, and Joanna's ripping that leg. Joanna's gonna be ripping that leg, slowing Andrade down. So no, I don't think Andrade would beat Joanna even that version. No, even with that head movement, no, because the head movement that it was kind of predictable. I think somebody with Joanna's IQ, she could catch that rhythm. Joanna has a good rhythm of fighting like that. So I think Andrade still would have lost. Joanna and Andrade at 125, I think would be interesting. At that flyweight weight, I think that would be kind of interesting how they would carry that weight and how the strength would be for Andrade. That's when I think it would get interesting. James Perez said he was a Misha Tate fan back then. What took you off the Misha Tate fan uh, fan list? DJ said Pena destroys Irene, to be honest, but I still want to see it. Juliana, I think she has better IQ, better adjustments, fights. Irene mainly fights off instinct and doesn't know how to adapt like Pena. I think Pena's a little bit more has a lot more dog in her too. Like Irene throws some beautiful punches, so you never know though. Like Irene's left hook is a beautiful, beautiful punch to the body and to the head. And Pena striking has gotten better, so I'm not gonna bank on Pena being on the line all the time for her to be hit. And Pena has a much higher, I think, higher killer instinct. Because if she could do some things like she did the GDR, maybe you could see her pushing GDR. I think she'd have easier moments than there with Irene Aldana. Let's put it that way. Pena got a pretty good chin. Yeah, that's what I'm about to say, dude. I wouldn't really, I wouldn't try to rag on Irene like that. But yeah, I think it would be an easier fight too. Like GDR, if Pena could press her like that, then I don't think she'd have any trouble pressuring Irene like that because I don't know if Irene can handle it like that. Santos needs to know her role. Uh-oh. Pena's got a pretty good left hook though. Like Pena's got a good left hook. Pena got a good jab now. She learned the importance of that jab, boy. I tell you. That's definitely been helping her. Ephraim, what's up? He said, anybody peek at Taylor Santos's record and notice she feasted on a lot of inexperienced fighters for like 3 years. Yeah, I've seen some of her fights. Yeah, I have. they didn't really, send her off to any other organizations. Contender Series took her right away, so she made that leap. Like some of them you can't find, but I've been able to find a few of her Santos's fights, and yeah, a lot of those early finishes were against the lower competition. I mean, it's obvious because she hasn't really stopped a lot of the UFC level like that, right? She's had to work much harder. But some of them organizations, what was that organization? Like there's one Brazilian organization she fought for. They were always pulling her on that card. She was fighting them things like back to back in like back in 2015, 2014 or something like that. Getting a lot of early finishes back then. But I honestly think like Manon had a better mix up even with her level. When she went to her like Tough House and she went to UAE, I think Manon had a better mix, even for the 10 fights that she's had. Because you see, whenever she won a Contender Series, found out UFC was a different level, but she rebounded quickly, after that Mara Romero Barella loss. But yeah, you'll see the different level there. So yeah. Too bad there was no Invicta there for her, like she didn't jump to Invicta or something like that. Gabriella said Pena versus Pennington. Who wins? Yeah, I think at this point I would have to lean towards Pena on that one. Pennington's been doing good for where she's at. I ain't gonna lie, like her clinch game, that's always been her thing. It's been getting better, and her striking, her boxing. I think she still has a great jab. Rocky does, but she's still being proven too tough for some of these newcomers. Like, hey, Rocky went in there and shut it down on Aspen Ladd. I mean, I picked Rocky in that fight. I picked Rocky in what, the Aspen Ladd fight and the Macy Chiasson fight, because I was like, her veteran skills are still above some of these fighters. She still offers a lot, but I think Pena is going to be a little bit more physical, and she ain't going to be on the end of a lot of Rocky strikes. I think Pena's wrestling, high pace grappling is going to make Rocky fight at a pace she might not be used to right now. Fighter age, fighter age might show in that fight. Like her veteran tricks are good enough to beat some of the lower level fighters and the mid level fighters, but the elite fighters might show that fighter age on Rocky. Pennington versus Vieira. Pennington. I'm gonna go Rocky Pennington in that fight. Pennington. I think Pennington lets her hands go more, and she's committed to adjusting to a fight. And I think Pennington's clinch game might be too much. I mean, if Holly could pin her up like that, Pennington might be able to do that. But Holly's strong. I'll go with Pennington in that fight. Pennington's a dog. More dog than Vieira is. Vieira's big and heavy handed, but she carries some fighters too much. She carried what is her name? Misha Tate. Yeah, I go Rocky Pennington in that. Yeah, Lolita said Rocky. Yeah, I go Rocky in that fight. Yep, Runnery said Mandolino was champion for EFC and she was beat by the Beast. That fight was amazing. Well, that's Manon. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Jim, what is her name? You know, Tate. Zama said home pin Pennington too. Yeah, she did. She did. Santos just needs to get in there with attitude. That's the only way to beat Val. She has a strong punch and kicks. Yeah, you got the disrespect. You got to show some disrespect on the fight. Can't go in there over respecting your opponents. If you over respect, you gonna get that Carla and you can get that Carla and Rose type of performance. Look, y'all know I'm gonna go there. Too much respect, and you gonna get a fight like that. I'm gonna go there every chance I can get when I want to bench in a bad fight. Cause you know me, never really call a fight bad. There's been boring fights, because of chess matches. But any chance I can get, I'm gonna call something. I'm gonna use that for my example as over respect. Too much respect. Two fighters with a lot of talent with too much respect makes for a stank behind fight. BJ, what's going on? Yeah, Darius, I'm just saying, like, somebody, meaning Santos, gonna have to take it in her hands and say, I got to go at Val with all I got. If I know she's if Val is gonna play the wizard, I got to be the warrior. We got BJ in the building. No filter MMA. There is no filter on what he says, but he needs to put a filter on his not Courtney, Casey O'Neill talk. I'm just saying. See, I'm starting already. He just got here. I'm already starting. Where's that crown from Manon, BJ? Let me go ahead and get started. Put that crown on Manon's head, BJ. Go ahead. Yeah, Taylor got it. Taylor just got to go for it. Chaz Kim, what's up? He said, "Did you see Whaley crying about Rose offering to help Joanna?" Yeah, we were just talking about that. You know what? It was like I said. I agree with it though. I definitely agree with her on that. I definitely agree. Like it's kind of strange. Robot Chicken said, "Oh boy, Robot Chicken, you better be playing." He said, "Casey, hey, no, DJ, he didn't mean like literally cry. He's just saying, there was an interview she did. He's, you know what he mean, not literally crying, but meaning bringing that up. She wasn't crying, right?" He said, "But no one's the kid." Burt Watching, you better be playing. He said Casey O'Neill is better than Chikagan. I mean, yeah, it's your opinion, but I don't think so. She has a potential to be better, but not right now. No, because I don't think Chikagan. I don't think. Yeah, well, come on. Let's talk about that. Robot, are you serious? Because I want to talk about this right here for a minute. Casey O'Neill is not better than Chikagan. Is her style more crowd pleasing? Does she excite you more? I believe that. But is she a better fighter? No, man. I'm gonna put that right here because we gotta talk about that for like a minute. You might be baiting me, robot chickens, but I just it just caught my eye. I can't I can't take it. No. Exciting, yes. Do more people find her, more exciting to watch, entertaining? Yes, but better fighter? I don't know about that. Still got to be proven. When she start putting some other names on the resume, then we can talk. Like when she beats Jennifer Maya and she beats Andrea Lee on her way up and beats Rujo, then we'll talk. But right now, nah, she ain't better. Kagan already beat just about everybody in the division. She's got second most wins under Valentina over legit competition. See, that's what I'm saying. Okay, you said, would you rather see a point fighter that goes for a finish than a point fight? See, okay, exactly. You pretty much proving what I was meaning. Okay, Robot Chicken. So you saying she's a more entertaining fighter? She's an entertaining fighter, but when you want to say who's a better thinking fighter or just a better fighter, you got to say Chikagan. The ranking and the resume speaks for itself. Again, can she be better? Yes, she has that potential to get there. But if she can't, if she has none of the same wins and she's not right there, no, like she's still on the bottom. Right. Yeah, that's like BJ saying, like tenacity, yes. But again, it's not even in a matter of, to me, like who is better. Because here we go, Valentina. Like the champs already said it. She needs work. The champ is saying what I'm saying. She needs work. Like Valentina would take a rematch with Caitlin Chikagan over Casey O'Neill right now because why? This fighter's better. Chikagan is better. Entertaining and better. Technically superior and entertainment. They're two different things. Now, like I said, like I have no problem with you saying she's exciting. Ulysses said Chikagan knows how to win. She's too smart for these girls. Chikagan beats girls that can't be well rounded. That's why you're not sold her. Well, the girls have some skills. The girls have skills. They're considered well rounded, right? Like Lauren Murphy considered she had some well rounded skills. She can do a little bit of everything. How many well rounded fighters has Casey O'Neill beat? Because I know we can't say that Shanna Dobson is making her. How she handles Shanna Dobson doesn't, or Antonina Shevchenko don't make her better than Chikagan. And like I said, it's going to be that way until somebody just shows the grit like Andrade and Valentina Shevchenko did. Efren said, I can't say O'Neill is better because the resume isn't there. But if they're matched up after O'Neill gets another 4 or 5 wins, then I'm picking O'Neill. It's a tough, stylistic fight for Chikagan. Right. Yeah, when she's up there, then we'll talk. Oh boy, he talking about fight these new wave of fighters. Well, let's see. Let's see. No, let's see Casey O'Neill fight these old veterans first, and then we'll talk, huh? Because that's what it's about. Yeah, hey, look, you want to go there, robot? No, it ain't about her fighting the new wave of fighters because the new wave of fighters, they got to beat these veterans on the way up. You beat Jennifer Maya, you beat Andrea Lee, you beat Jessica I on the way up, and that'll prove it. You see, Macy Chiasson, she had trouble with Rocky. Carol Rosa, she had trouble with Sarah McMahon. Macy Barber, when she fought Roxanne, got put in her place. So no, y'all new wave of fighters, y'all prove yourselves, and then we'll talk. Because Chikagan's already at number 1. So it ain't about her having to prove herself to believe she's good. She's good. The number 15 or number 13 or 14 got to prove that. All right. That's how it works. Work your way up, then we'll talk. Not the backwards way. No, Chikagan ain't got to fight down to prove nothing to nobody. She's already built herself off beating the people that are there now. Casey O'Neill still got to prove herself with the girls that are around her. All right. That's how it works. So she's good. Like Valentina said, there's work to be done for Casey O'Neill. It ain't about her fighting new wave of fighters right now. It's about that new wave of fighters weeding out the veterans and proving their place. And that's how it works. That's how it works. Casey O'Neill cannot be better if she has not beat these veterans yet. Put that work in, then we'll talk. Let's see, Casey O'Neill. When she comes back after this injury, hopefully, I do want to see her recover fully. Go ahead and start beating some of these veterans, right? Go ahead and climb up, beat a couple of them, 3 or 4 of those, then get that fight with Chikagan, and then, she'll be developed. Uh-oh. See, BJ said the king hate is real. Oh, facts don't mean hate, bro. Like, look, facts and truth. Facts and truth, man. Come on now. I don't hate over here. Hate takes too much energy, man. I just like to speak facts, BJ. Come on. Tell me what I said was wrong. Tell me what I said was wrong. Tell me what I said was hateful. Styles make fights, robot. Try again. Try again. Casey finished Antonina. Chikagan couldn't. Try again. She dominated her still. She's not a finisher, right? She wins, but she's not a finisher. Try again. Boom, boom, boom. Try again. Come on, robot. Look, I respect your opinion, but nah, you reaching on this one. You my man, robot, but you reaching on this one, bro. James Press said O'Neal didn't prove nothing yet. Facts. Still working. Still working. Don't get me wrong. I like Casey O'Neill. I like watching the fight. She's exciting. Like I said, she can take that spot when she starts retiring some more fighters. You got to prove that your well-roundedness is enough to beat these so-called old dogs and old veterans that are one-dimensional. The ones that Chikagan already beat. Right? That's what it's about. When Casey O'Neill beats Jennifer Maia and Andrea Lee, and she beats Viviana Araujo, when she beats those fighters that's been around at the top, show us that your well-roundedness is better. Boom, she's in there. And when she beats Caitlin Chikagan, I'm going to give her all the props. Boom, boom, Yeah, Efren, yeah, I think that's cool with Casey O'Neill playing the heel. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, because, everybody was booing her, right, that night. So she, came at it, was like, I don't care. She got the W that night. I like that type of energy. Chin said it right there. Casey's still at 13, Manone's at 7. There's a reason for that. Hold on, Stamina. I missed that. Stamina said, dig it like this. And for all the fighters on Chikagan's resume, name any woman at 125 that will beat just as many of those opponents, if not more. Respect is due. Yeah, I mean, Robot Chicken said nobody's picking Chikagan and beat Manon. I'm going for Manon. Can Chikagan win? Has a chance. If she wins, I'm not going to be surprised. I will not be surprised if Chikagan does something to make Manon look a little off. But I think Manon has it. Like I said, the part of me where I'm really rooting for a fighter like Manon to get it, I think she has a lot of the right tools. Even when I just look at it in a technical standpoint, I think that's the right style that can go in there and dominate. I think she's on that level with the grit like Andrade and um, even like what Ebos was able to do. You know, that's why I had to pick Manon in that fight. But if Chikagan was fighting like O'Neal today, you know, if she chose to fight all the way down because she likes fighting everybody in the division, I would have to go with Chikagan. But yeah, respect is due. Yeah, Chikagan is the second best fighter in the division straight up, so much that I couldn't think to tell anyone who the third is. Pretty much, yeah. Like third is up in the air because Chikagan's just defeating all these other fighters, and like I said, it's embarrassing how she beats them because they can't do anything in those rounds. The best that came around as of lately was Ebos, a strawweight. Ain't that wild? Ain't that wild? Two strawweights gave. Y'all ever think about that? Two strawweights gave Chikagan hell. Andrade finished her, and Ebos was judo tossing her like a mug. She was tossing her like a mug. Two strawweights. Two strawweights. It took two strawweights. That's weird. But that's how the game goes. Oh, look at BJ thinking he talking with him caps lock. Look, the reason O'Neal is injured and Manon got another fight. Let's not act like O'Neal's road needs to be longer than Manon's. Casey O'Neal has the tools. She said it herself. If the fighter says it themselves, it's facts. She showed the tools that stop tripping. Then you tell O'Neal to stop tripping. If you want to push her faster than she's ready, go ahead. But she's not ready, BJ. Her road is longer than Manon's. Manon's already won 2 titles. It was your question in the trivia, so stop tripping. Boom. I gotta keep shutting you down with facts tonight, man. Come on. Remember that question you asked? Who won 2 titles outside of the UFC? That was Manon. She's got more skills. Stop playing. Stop tripping. You're gonna have me busting rhymes out here on you. O'Neal needs to be longer than Manon's. You know it does. She said it herself. Valentina said it. Casey said it. Correct me when I'm wrong. Exactly. Keeping that jab straight. This ain't nothing but jabs. I'm just working the jab tonight. That's all. I'm just using the jab and head movement tonight. I ain't even had to throw no hooks tonight. I ain't even look. I'm still moving. Wait, who called Casey O'Neal fat? Come on, Zaman. You know that girl ain't fat. Come on. Come on. We ain't talking about a fighter's physique, man. Come on. We talking about the fight. Physique don't mean nothing in this game. I think you know that. I seen some of the slimmest dudes put work on the biggest muscular guys. So, you know, I ain't gonna mess with that. The girls in fighter shape. That's all that matter. BJ said, let's see if Manon can even beat Chikagan. Oh, now you gonna don't reach and put down one of your Ain't she in your quadruple threat? Now you don't sound confident she can beat her anymore. He said, let's see if she can even beat Chikagan. Come on, you know she got the style to do it. Again, you backing up my facts, Robot Chicken. I said that. I said that a minute ago. O'Neal still has the potential and time to improve. Chikagan's a finished product. Right. But the finished product is still better than O'Neal. Remember what I said just a minute ago? Were y'all listening? I said, O'Neal, can she be better than Chikagan? Yes. I've already said that. She can be better. She has the potential to be better. But is she right now? No. She's not better than the finished product that is Chikagan right now. But she can be because she has the potential. Right. So that's just backing me up again. Throwing them jabs on you tonight, one. Stay with me. Ephraim said, I think on a good night and with the right strategy, O'Neal could beat anyone in the top 5, not including the champ, obviously, but she could also lose to Aaron Blanchfield. She could lose to Aaron Blanchfield. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know if Casey O'Neal top 5. Let me see. Because technically Andrade is in the top 5, so I don't think she beats Andrade. I think Grasso could still beat Casey O'Neal right now. And Taylor Santos, I don't think Casey O'Neal beats Taylor Santos. I think she could beat some fighters in 6 through 10, but not 1 through 5, Ephraim. Yeah, I think even on a good night, she would lose to like Taylor. But her killer instinct might get her through a Grasso fight, possibly, but I don't see her beating those because I'm including Andrade in there too. BJ said, is Manon better than Chikagan right now? No. Chikagan is the second best fighter in the division. How many times I got to tell y'all that? Did I? You heard me, right, BJ? Come on. Chikagan is the second best fighter in the division. Like her style or not, she's fought everybody. Second most wins. That makes her second best, right? Under the champion. So Manon is not better than Chikagan. Manon has the style and experience right now to beat her, possibly. But right now, Chikagan is the best fighter, second best fighter. Oh no, Robot Chicken. I thought your point was that Casey O'Neal was better. Because that's the fight. That was the point I was out to prove. Chaz Kim said O'Neal's work ethic second to none. Can't use her leg. Can't use her leg training other areas. Yeah. Oh, see, yeah, see, Stammer, he's no Stammer doesn't understand what I'm saying here because I'm just speaking facts. He said that's not what you're saying at all. Chikagan lost a split the eye. She's only 2 splits in her entire UFC tenure. Exactly, and I can argue that she beat Jessica Eye too. Right here, see Ulysses. I'm just going off of facts. Y'all think I'm doing this because I like Chikagan style, but I'm not doing this off of fanboyism. I'm looking at the resumes. I'm looking at how she handled these fighters. This is not me fanboying. Chikagan is the second best in the division. I'm not making these numbers up. Like I'm not putting extra weight on her. I'm just looking at stats and the wins. Ephraim said y'all talk about that JJ secret weapon in the ticket. Yeah, we did. I was basically referring to Rose offering to help her. I was basically saying, you read that where Rose offered to help Joanna. So I was wondering if that was like a secret weapon. It wasn't nothing like big, but I just agree with Whaley that I don't think Rose needs her help, because I was thinking that was like what, her secret weapon or something. It's a hot Memorial Day, boy. BJ said the hater said Casey had no hands either. Anybody said she didn't have hands? Who said she didn't have any hands? Robot Chicken said, I just don't think that she's that good. If you think she deserves to be number 2 in the division, pick her to beat Manon and I'll stop typing. Like I said, I'm still going with Manon. But if she wins, I'm not gonna be surprised. Who I'm rooting for and how close the fight is are two different things. Can she win? Yes. Yes. Chikagan style can be that tricky. Whether I pick her or not don't matter. She's still second best. It's not my opinion. It's the facts. With her being second best, there's no way Casey O'Neill can be better. Zaman said, I has legit boxing. If you're a one-dimensional boxer type, beating I won't be easy. I is a tough fighter. I've never really been a fan, but I can give her that. She is a tough fighter. Stamina said, definitely ain't me fanboy neither. I don't rate her one bit, but Chikagan has my respect. She wins. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We just said, just about everyone said that about O'Neal. Well, to improve those hands, she went to Muay Thai, right? Tiger Muay Thai, right? So early in her first few fights, she didn't really have hands, right? So to get better, you got to go somewhere, right? So maybe some people were right. Maybe she does need more work. Uh, Mastermind said, if Chikagan's style is tricky, why is Val make it look easy? Because Val is Valentina level, and flyweights are on their level. There's Shevchenko level and there's flyweight level. I've talked about this before. Val can do whatever she wants because, come on, I don't have to explain that. You know what I mean? Like, Chikagan style is tricky for the average flyweight, but it's not tricky to a Valentina or an Andrade, apparently. ALDN said Marina has to get dirty. How? I already talked about that, but I was saying that Marina may have to call out somebody like Jessica Andrade at this point, because she said in the recent interview she's probably not going to get a title shot. So I said if she wants to secure it, she's got to fight somebody like Andrade. She got to get down in there now. I know she got a 4-fight win streak, but if she wants to get, if she wants to make Dana White say yes, she's got to have somebody like Andrade on her resume. I know it's tough, but hey, that's how she got to get dirty. She got to play that game. Because, they can keep playing this game and go around her. Sometimes simple is the best way to win, Zaman. Sometimes simple is tricky. Why do you think a jab works so well? Quickest way to point A from point A to point B is a jab, and some people can't figure that out. Sometimes simple is best. LDN said fair point, both Brazilian and former champ. Yeah, yeah. Like I would love to. Like, how do you feel about it, LDN? Like, I honestly think Marina should get the title shot. I honestly do think she should get it. I think she's legit ready to go, but um, she knows she's not going to get it too. She said, "I'm probably not going to get it, so I could probably have to fight another fight." And I think Andrade would be the one because she already beat Jan Janan and Dern, right? Or it might be Rose. Who knows? Never count that out. I think she's ready. I mean, what do you think, though? Stamina said Chikagan doesn't win her fights via weight toss. That notion is in the bin. No, she don't. She wins by exposing her fighter's IQ and cardio and boxing skills. Ephraim says fantasy match make for Ebos if she stays at flyweight. I like to see her in the winner versus Murphy versus Tate. I'd actually like to see Ebos and Grasso. I like Ebos Grasso. Yeah, Ebos Grasso, that would be a good fantasy matchup. And then Ebos versus Tate is kind of interesting too. You know, you got a former bantamweight fighting a former strawweight. That would be crazy. Like you never thought it would happen. You know, Ebos versus Tate because they both kind of get down and dirty. They both really push the fight. That would be interesting. How would Grasso do against Ebos's jiu-jitsu? Let's see. LDN said definitely would want to see a newer face get a shot. At least she ain't young. Yeah, yeah, I definitely want to see her get a shot. I don't know, man. Like for me, when a fighter can beat a fighter with just the mind and the IQ, sometimes that's that's probably like one of the best styles in the game. I get tired of seeing people just try to lead and take punches to the face all the time. I get more impressed when people can use their mind and baffle people. All right, got like 20 some people. Let's get to 20 likes, y'all. I mean, y'all been in here for a minute with me. Let's before I get up out of here soon. We want to hear about another 3 hour Memorial Day stream. Hit that like. If you're new here, hit the like so you get a notification if I get on. We'll just be on here talking. There'll be MMA with 20 something people. Let's get to 20 likes. That way y'all won't ask me, oh, I didn't know you was on. Well, hit the like and the bell icon and you get a notification. And then, you know, my notifications when I come on get pushed out more. Ulysses said Misha looks like a flyweight now. Have you seen her pictures? Yeah, I have. Actually, I have. That's what I forgot. I was talking about that today, but I forgot to take that picture off my phone and put it up. Well, I'll be on tomorrow. Oh, excuse me. I don't know, man. Misha Tate does look good at this weight. Misha Tate's she's looking the part. Kind of leaning towards Lauren, but I want to see a new face challenge Valentina. And then Misha Tate, Valentina's hoping for a pay-per-view main event. So that would be nice. I know not a lot of people like that, but at least she could try to get her Valentina try to get a pay-per-view main event. I wonder how this Pena versus Nunes 2 does as a main event. Oh man, I'm kind of worried about it now because that's going to be, tough task. You got Nunes headlining, doesn't really have like a great big fan base. Let's see how many people buy this pay-per-view. Who else is on this one? Who else is on here? Jin Yoon Kim and Agapova, Derek Lewis and Sergey Pavlovich, Brandon Moreno, his rematch against France. Is that enough firepower for this pay-per-view? If it's a tough task. Elian said Valentina needs to fight Juliana or Nunes. Would rather see that? Yeah. Um, opinion was I really like to see that rematch. All right. So Brian Williams said he thinks Nunes Pena sells. Zaman said 100,000 buys, 100K. So I mean, all in all, like Brian and so on, y'all think the card is good enough though? Like, what do y'all think? Let's see, what's his name? Ankliev, that light heavyweight guy. He's like 17-1, fighting Anthony Smith. And like I said, you got Brandon Moreno on this card. Derek Lewis. We'll see. Firepower to build this up because like I said, casual fan don't really want to see the women, but I do. I don't know about that one, Robot Chick. I think Smith has a chance. Smith has been looking pretty good with certain things he does. Like I like his leg kick and his straight strikes. I got maybe Smith. I'm not sure. This Sergey guy, I don't know. Versus Derek Lewis. He's 15-1. Who all does he beat? Brandon Moreno. Let's see. He's beat Maurice Green. Yeah, I remember that fight a couple years back. Dang, he's been out for 3 years though. Sergey Pavlovich, he's been about 3 years now. What was wrong? Was he injured? James Perez said, "Did you hear Bullet saying she can fight them back to back same night?" Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that part. She was like, "I'll fight him the same night," something like that, right? I heard that. The James Lynch interview, right? When I was talking about the other day, yeah. Robot Chicken said Lewis might get worked. Yeah, Pavlovich, he might be coming back with the Fury. He's been out for a while. He just came back a couple months ago, and he got a first round finish. Derek Lewis, always got the puncher's chance, but yeah. Brian Williams said Nunes Pena has everything. Yeah, the fight I have no problem with, but yeah, the card kind of needs work, I think. Cause let me see, Jin Kim and Agapova. I think anybody else will put on this July card. Come on. I wonder if they're gonna throw some of the tough fighters on there. They might throw some of them tough heavyweights and flyweights on the card too, because I don't think the card's not finished yet. So they might throw some of them on the early prelims and preliminaries, but I don't think that's still enough. Yeah. But yeah, I'm done. I'm about to get up out of here. Like always, I'm gonna do round by round tomorrow, but make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe if you haven't. If you want to talk some WMMA, see some new people in here today. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. Um, like I said, if you're new over here, but yeah, we'll jump on tomorrow. I'm gonna do a round by round for Holly Holm and Cyborg. I think I want to watch that fight with y'all. Call that fight up here again. But yeah, other than that, that's all I got, man. Just hanging out, talking trash. Oh man, yeah, Caitlyn gonna be there at the top, y'all, until somebody gets rid of her. That's how it goes. So, like it or not, she's still there. So maybe when no one do it, we'll see. But I'm out, y'all. Combo Breaker 99. Make sure y'all subscribe. Peace.